Wall Street Masterclass, The Power of Ownership. Listen to me and look in the mirror. It is time to face the cold, hard truth. If your bank account is bleeding red, it is not the fault of the economy. It is not the fault of the government, and it is certainly not because your boss is a jerk. It is entirely your fault. In the world of wealth, there is one ultimate law that separates the wolves from the sheep. Rich people believe, I create my life. The broke and the desperate choose to believe, life happens to me. That is the difference between being the captain of the ship and being the guy locked in the trunk. Do you want to know how to spot a loser with a poverty mindset? They never admit they are victims, but they leave a trail of financial suicide behind them. First, they blame. They are world-class experts at pointing fingers. They blame the market. They blame interest rates. They blame their luck. They blame everyone except the person in the mirror. Second, they justify. They try to act smart by saying, money's not that important. Really? Try telling that to your family when the bills arrive and the lights go out. If you do not value money, money will never find its way to you. Period. Finally, they complain. This is the deadliest sin of all. When you complain, you become a living magnet for every piece of garbage in the world. You are literally inviting disaster into your life. Wake up. Every time you blame, justify, or complain, you are slitting your own financial throat. You are handing the keys to your power over to a stranger. On Wall Street, we do not wait for luck. We build it. When a deal fails, we do not cry. We ask, what did I do wrong? What strategy must I change? That is how you take back control. Wealth is an outcome. It is a result of your mindset. From this moment on, make a vow to yourself. Every time you catch yourself acting like a victim, stop. Remember that you are destroying your own future. Do you want to write the script of your life, or are you satisfied being a nameless extra in someone else's movie? The choice is yours. Stop wasting time and start taking the wheel now.
Wall Street Masterclass, The Power of Intent. Now let us look at how you enter the money game. Most people out there are playing not to lose, but us, we play to win. Let me explain the difference to you. If your goal is security, if your goal is to have just enough to pay the bills and survive the month, then I have bad news for you. You will never be rich. Why? Because if you aim for just enough, you will only get the crumbs falling from the table of the leaders. Rich people do not seek mediocre comfort, we seek massive prosperity. We do not want a slice of the cake, we want to own the bakery, the supply chain, and the entire street the bakery stands on. The power lies in your intention. If you only want enough to feel okay, you are sabotaging your own potential. But if your goal is to be outrageously wealthy, you will naturally achieve comfort as a side effect of your ambition. Do not lie to yourself by saying you do not need much money. That is the cowardly excuse of those who lack the courage to face their own greatness. On Wall Street, if you are not moving forward to claim the throne, you are moving backward to be crushed. Stop playing small. Throw away that enough is enough mindset. It is time to place a bigger bet on yourself. Do you want to be the one picking up coins under the table, or the one who dictates the rules of the game for the rest of the world? Rewrite your goals today. Do not aim for safety, aim for total domination.
Wall Street Masterclass, The Blood Oath of Success. Listen to me carefully. Walk outside and ask anyone struggling on the street if they want to be rich. They will look at you as if you asked the stupidest question on earth. Of course they want it. They dream of luxury travel, magnificent mansions, and absolute freedom. But let me tell you a brutal truth. Wanting is the language of losers. The world does not operate on your prayers or your hollow dreams. The reason most people do not have what they want is that they do not actually know what they want. Their minds are a chaotic mess of mixed signals. On one hand, they say they want wealth. On the other hand, their subconscious whispers that being rich is a sin or that it is too much of a burden. With a broken compass like that, you will never reach the shore. Rich people do not just want, we commit. Do you understand the real meaning of commitment? It is not about how many hours you clock in. It is about how much blood you are willing to pour into that goal. Commitment means you eliminate every exit strategy. You burn the bridges. You smash the lifeboats. In the dictionary of a dominator, there is no such thing as trying. There is only doing or dying. Commitment demands a heavy price. Are you ready to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week? Are you ready to sacrifice the parties, the extra sleep, and even the understanding of those around you? Most people answer no. They want the reward, but they are terrified of the gallows of discipline. They want the crown, but they cannot stand its weight. There is a supreme law in this universe. It will not grant prosperity to those standing on the sidelines hoping to win. The universe only supports and gives the keys of power to those who bet their entire life and honor on a single objective. If you are not fully, totally, and unconditionally committed to wealth, then poverty will be the ghost that haunts you to your grave. Stop the childish game of wishing. Look me in the eye and answer this. Are you the one watching through the glass window, or are you the one who walks in and buys the entire building? Wealth only chooses those who truly belong to it.
Wall Street Masterclass: The Crime of Thinking Small. Listen to me, come closer, and look at the world map spreading out before you. I want to ask you a question that perhaps no one else is cruel enough to ask. How much are you actually pricing your existence at on this planet? Do not answer me with the numbers on your paycheck. I am talking about the stature of your soul. Most of the crowd out there chooses a pathetic little life. They play cheap games and set goals so safe they make you fall asleep. They try to shrink themselves so that no one notices them. Why? Because they are afraid. They fear failure, and even more ridiculous, they fear success even more than failure. They feel small and unworthy and not big enough to stand in the ranks of giants. But let me tell you a truth. Playing a mediocre character does not help this world in any way. On Wall Street, we operate by an absolute law. Your income is in direct proportion to the value you actually deliver to the marketplace. If you choose to serve only a small group, you will only receive the leftover change. But if you want to own an empire, you must serve tens of thousands or millions or even billions of people. Extreme wealth never finds those who only linger in their small pond. It is only for those who dare to sail into the deep blue ocean, where storms and glory go hand in hand. Thinking big is not just about how much money you want in your pocket. It is about influence. Do you want to be the silent craftsman in the dark, or do you want to be the one setting the standard for an entire global industry? Do you want to write a small news piece that is forgotten after a day, or do you want to build a media network that controls the thoughts of the masses? Do not let petty fears and low self-esteem suppress the monster of ambition inside you. The world is already too crowded with average people. It is starving for kings. It is starving for visionaries who dare to think the unthinkable and have the guts to turn it into reality. And here is the deepest part that few people realize. Thinking small is a selfish way to live. When you choose to stay in the shadows, and when you choose not to use all the talent and gifts the universe has given you, then you are robbing millions of people of the chance to be helped and inspired by you. You owe this world your greatness. So throw your humble plans into the trash right now, stand up and take a deep breath and look at the furthest destination you can see. If what you are thinking does not make you feel both excited and terrified at the same time, then it is still too small. Remember my words, if you are going to be thinking anyway, you might as well think big. Life is too short to live small. Wall Street Masterclass: The Master Focus. Opportunity or obstacle. Let me teach you a lesson about vision. When looking at a glass that is half full, the crowd out there is divided into two types. The pessimist sees the empty half and fears the lack. The optimist sees the full half and hopes everything will be fine. But what does a real Godfather see? We see the opportunity to buy the entire glass factory, take over the supply chain, and reprice the market. That is the difference between the one who owns the game and the one who just watches the play. The brutal difference between being rich and being poor lies exactly where you place your eyes. The poor crowd always makes decisions based on a foundation of fear. Their minds are like an obsolete radar, constantly scanning for risks so they can retreat. They ask themselves, what if I lose money? The market is crashing. The government is changing the rules again. They spend their entire lives preparing for the worst-case scenarios, and in the end, the worst case actually happens. They end up with nothing but a life of standing still. They are so worried about the thorns under their feet that they forget the crown right in front of them. On the contrary, we, the rulers, focus all our energy on opportunity. Do not be mistaken, we are not blind to risks. We know risks exist, but we do not let them paralyze our will. While the cowards are busy calculating how much they might lose, we have already placed the deposit to own the game. Rich people see the reward, they see growth, and they see the possibility of absolute victory. We do not look at the problem, we look at the solution and the price tag attached to it. There is a law on Wall Street that is as spiritual as it is practical. Whatever you focus on expands. If you look everywhere and see obstacles, then congratulations, your entire world will turn into a prison of difficulties. But if you train your eyes to see a gold mine in the heart of hell, you will see money and luck flowing toward you like destiny. Losers always wait until there is a 100% guarantee before they dare to move. But listen closely. There are no guarantees in this world, except that you will certainly be poor if you do not dare to act. Rich people act the moment they see a gap of opportunity, and they adjust their sails when the storm hits. They do not stand on the shore praying for the storm to pass. They turn the power of the storm into the momentum to charge forward faster. Stop listing the reasons why you will fail. Start looking at the market and ask yourself, what is the crowd afraid of, and how much can I make from their fear? The crowd sees a pit. We see a gold mine. The crowd sees an end. We see a new beginning. Change your focus today, or accept being the outsider watching us collect the entire world into our pockets.
Subscribe and follow the channel for daily self-improvement and valuable knowledge.